What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And Bitcoin is absolutely battling the biggest key level on the chart right now, which could either send Bitcoin down closer to $100,000 or, if broken and held as support, could send Bitcoin up to some higher targets. So I want to cover those next targets to the upside in case we are able to flip this level to support. And I also want to talk about some bullish and bearish signals on Market Cypher B. We do have some conflicting signals here, but I want to give you guys my overall thoughts on what I think is coming next here on Bitcoin, talk about the key levels, the key targets to the upside, and the massive levels of support that we really want to hold on to if we do not want to see a $97,000 Bitcoin. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So guys, here we are on the Bitcoin chart, and as you can see, Bitcoin is absolutely fighting for its life here at about $105,846. And guys, this is the biggest level of resistance on the chart in my opinion. As we know, this is the value area high of our macro range. Now, Bitcoin has attempted to break out here a couple of times. We got rejected. We got a fake out back into the range, and then we just got another push to the upside above this level earlier today. And now we're starting to get a pullback off some local resistance. So I just want to kind of cover my thoughts on this, what I think is coming next, and kind of my overall plan and how I'm playing this with my personal trades. So as you guys know, we did get that rejection from about $112,000 here at the all-time high before getting a big pull to the downside and then bearishly retesting the previous all-time high, sitting at about $109,880. And yes, I am still holding my short position. I took a stab at a short up here from the all-time high, moved my stop loss too soon, got stopped out at break even. But once we came back up for that retracement on the previous all-time high, this was also at the time a key Fibonacci retracement level where we knew we had a high probability of a lower high coming in, and if we were going to get that, we knew it would likely come in at this zone. So I am still holding my short here from about $109,500 on the bearish retest of that previous all-time high. Over here on Femex, I do have a bunch of profit locked in here with still $1,400, almost $1,500 in unrealized profit, and I am going to continue to hold this. You can see my stop loss is in profit here, so this is a guaranteed winning trade. If I stop out in profit, beautiful. I already have money locked in. I'll make some more profit after I get stopped out. No big deal. But I kind of wanted to give you my thought process because, you know, when you get a bearish retest of a previous all-time high like this, we got the fake out of the all-time high. We do also have some higher time frame bearish signals, such as the weekly VWAP coming to the downside. If we pull up Market Cypher B here, you can see that VWAP is headed to the downside, potentially looking to print a red dot. And if we are able to print that red dot, guys, this would technically be a bearish divergence with our higher highs on our price action, our lower highs on our momentum waves, and we also had that swing failure pattern or the sweep of liquidity of the previous all-time high at about $109,850. So this could potentially be a bigger pullback incoming, guys. And there is one thing that I'm looking at to potentially get a little bit of relief here. But again, we do have to keep in mind that the higher time frames, even if we do get a little relief, this weekly red dot, if it prints, could give us the bigger retracement. We also have the 6-day red dot looking to print. We also have the 5-day red dot printing currently with the bearish divergences. So, you know, with these higher time frame bearish signals, guys, again, I'm not necessarily anticipating zero, but it could be the indication of a little bit of a bigger retracement as we've looked at on the live stream, looking to maybe pull back potentially even towards about 97 and 96K and even lower. But I'm not going to cover those lower levels in today's video because they're so far away. But I do just want to point out, you know, these higher time frame red dots can give us pullbacks. And as Bitcoin is playing around with this key level of resistance, guys, this is the biggest level on the chart to get above as of right now. Because if we get accepted back into this range, we all know within the context of the larger volume profile, if we do get accepted into this range, we could potentially anticipate to get accepted and get that continuation down where that next technical likely target would be sitting at the point of control, where we also do have some confluence on this level with some Fibonacci levels. So it's not that I would anticipate this to be the end of the bull market or anything, but, you know, with those higher time frame signals, you know, we could see this bigger retracement come in. It's definitely in the cards. And again, I will cover the bullish scenario here, but I do just want to talk about, you know, as Bitcoin just bang bongs around on this level, guys, this is a massive level because of the context of the volume profile and the fact that it would open up the door potentially to much lower prices. Now, we do have some local levels in here that we're looking at in the premium Discord because it's not impossible to hold local levels of support here and an aggressive move to the upside. But again, you know, we'll have to see what those higher time frame red dots give us. However, this volume profile with the value area high sitting at $105,846, that is the biggest level of resistance. POC sitting at about $96,772. and then the value area high is sitting all the way down at 90,500. Based off the typical volume profile theory, you get stuck under here, you could go to the POC. If you start losing the POC, you could be on your way down to the value area low, and obviously this would be an area we would be looking for support. And again, I would not be anticipating the bear market if we did get this, but it could just be a more aggressive pullback if we get down there with super bearish confirmations, right? Maybe we change our mind at that point. And if that is the case, in the premium Discord, we are short from the high, so that would not be that bad because we'll make money on the way down. I just wanted to show you guys the simple outlook on the market here with the fight on this value area high. Now, again, it's not all doom and gloom here, guys, because if we come on over to the daily time frame here, you can see this green dot is potentially looking to print. And, if we do get this green dot to print, we also do have our 90-minute money flow crossing over into the green, and you can see here Bitcoin just coming to retest that value area high once again live here during the filming of this video. But with the 90-minute money flow crossover into the green and that daily green dot, this could potentially give us a local continuation to the upside. We did bounce off our key daily naked point of control, which was sitting here at about $103,084. You guys know we've been looking at this large level of support on the chart here for quite some time, pulled from the local low all the way to the all-time high. We have the value area high golden pocket, the 786, and then that last level that we really wanted to hold was sitting right here at the daily naked point of control at 103.84, and we did tap that level to the dollar before getting this local trend to the upside. But again, with those higher time frames, guys, I don't know how strong this uptrend is going to be. However, if we get that daily green dot to print with the 90-minute money flow crossover, that market cipher B 1/16th bullish setup, we could potentially anticipate, if we can get that green dot to print again, a continuation of the local trend to the upside to some very, very key targets here above. Now, to be quite honest, that daily green dot with the 90-minute money flow crossover, I don't know if it's going to send us into all-time highs. I'll show you guys the line in the sand that we have to break in order to look for all-time highs. But as of right now, with the downtrend we're currently in and the bearish retest of the all-time high, I do have to keep in mind that the trend is your friend until the end. And if we do pull our fib here from the high all the way to our current low here, you can see we do have the golden pocket daily naked point of control sitting between about $108,500 all the way up to about $109K. This is going to be a big level of resistance, because if we are going to continue the downtrend and we're looking for lower highs and lower lows, guys, where is that lower high very likely to come in at? Well, it's very likely to come in at the golden pocket or 786 Fibonacci retracement. And these levels are confluent with our value area levels up here, which I'm going to show you right now. But if we are going to anticipate the continuation of the downtrend, this, in my opinion, would be the biggest level, if we can make it up there, for it to come in at. So that is sitting between 108.5 all the way up to about 109K. And then that next zone of resistance will be sitting between the daily naked point of control and the 786. You could look at this as one large zone to put in the lower high at, or you could separate this into two different zones: golden pocket daily naked point of control, and then you could also look at it between the daily MPOC and the 786 Fibonacci retracement. Now, if I pull up our local value area up here, you guys can see these levels are actually confluent with the volume profiles POC of the range and the value area high. So if we are able to continue up here, you guys can see we've already come up to our local level of resistance that we looked at in the premium Discord. Local golden pocket value area low confluence here. We came up. We got the rejection. Now we're trying to hold support on the value area high. Please, come on, Bitcoin, hold it. But if we are able to continue up, reclaim this value area low, get above the local 786, we can anticipate that move up towards that POC. These are really the bigger levels of resistance. Could you get the drop from the golden pocket locally here? Yes. But if we get above that value area low, I do think these are the stronger levels, in my opinion, just because there's more confluence here with the daily MPOCs. And then once we get above that point of control, the next likely place for price to go is going to be the value area high. And then once you get above the golden pocket, in the same manner, right, you're going to be looking for that 786, and those levels are confluent here at about $110,100. Now, that level at $110,100, guys, that 786 value area high, although we will treat that as a typical volume profile, flip the low, go to the POC. If we don't get the short confirmations at the POC, we'll look at the value area high as our next target. And then once we get up here, you have to look at this as a volume profile, which is typically where you want to be looking for shorts. However, we have to understand, once you get above that 786, at the end of the day, guys, that is going to invalidate the idea of the lower high coming in, right? Because if you're looking for that lower high, the chances of that coming in at the 786 are, that's the highest probability area for that to come in at. Once we start flipping that to support, we have some daily MPOCs up here, sure, but once you hold this decisively as support, you could potentially be looking up to new all-time highs. But in my opinion, guys, we have to be very careful around these resistance levels just because of the higher time frame red dots looking to print on the 6-day, the weekly, and that 5-day red dot printing. So we do have to be careful on our way up here, but that is what I'm looking at on the charts for Bitcoin right now, guys. And in simple terms, gotta hold above that value area high. If we get sucked back underneath there, anytime we lose that level, guys, it's going to be more bearish in my opinion. Doesn't mean you can't look for longs on the local levels, but, at the end of the day, day on a higher time frame, get stuck under here. That weekly red dot print could get that bigger retracement down towards, number one, $100,000 at that psychological level. And if we don't get the big bounce there, it could be a move all the way down towards about 97 and 96K. But I'll keep you guys updated with all those intermediary local technical levels on the live streams and everything. But just from a simple standpoint here, guys, Bitcoin battling at the biggest key level on the chart, value area high. We do not want to get stuck underneath here. Could call for more downside. If we get the break up, maybe we could go up. Maybe we get up into those Fibonacci retracement levels. But again, that could be an area to put in a lower high. It's not until we flip that level to support where I would be open to looking for all-time highs. But I'll keep you guys updated as always with these quick market updates and the daily live streams. So with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for today's video. Keep an eye on that key level at the value area high. Pray for that daily green dot to print. And hopefully we do not get stuck under that value area high for the bigger drop to the downside. But if we do, the Mafia is not going to panic because we know where those key levels of support are. So we're not getting bearish at the lows and we're not getting bullish at the highs. That's all the time I got for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Candles out.
Go. At the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide.